Hey, tubers. Bird coming at you. Not a good day for me. We just lost Juan Soto. It's not good. I'm not happy about it. I was so hoping for, well, we're on the last day. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to go through. Thank you, Jesus. Not so much. Now the Nationals got nobody left. I don't know what Luke Voigt's doing this season because he just came into the team now. But right now, our best hitter on the roster with a .9 WAR, .9, is batting .230. We got nothing left. We got nothing left. That is terrible. And people are, the experts are like, oh, the Nationals got this giant haul of, like, prospects. When has that ever panned out? I'm not aware of it ever working out in baseball. Basketball, we got told to trust the process. How's that working for the Sixers? Blockbuster ones in football. Only one that ever worked was Herschel Walker to the Vikings. That's the only one. Ridiculous. Hurts a little bit more just because I was tired. I don't know if the Nats were the team, and I'm trying hard. I was not raised as a baseball guy. All right. I connected with football on my own. My pops wasn't really, he watches sports, but away from the periphery, right? And so I picked up football on my own, but you got to I think you really have to have a dad to push you towards baseball, or a parent or a loved one or something like that, so that you can appreciate the nuances early on and build that momentum. Well, I never had that. So as I got a little bit older, after I started watching the Niners when I was probably about 6, 7, I was paying attention to baseball enough, kind of dug it, but didn't know enough about it. It came on late as far as I was concerned. Just didn't see it on TV and stuff like that. So I paid attention to the Giants just because I was a Niners fan, and that was just a team from the same town. So I knew who Kevin Mitchell was. And Will Clark, just stuck with that. And then Bonds came along, jackpot, right? So I was a Bonds fan for a long time, Giants fan. But I'm not really a Giants fan. I rooted for the Giants, but I was looking in the box score just for Bonds. Jeff Kent was in there, so it was cool rooting for another good guy, JT Snow, for a minute. But it wasn't real, right? There was no real connection with that team. It was Barry Bonds mostly. Because, and that came to fruition when they became a pitching team. And, Lincecum came around, winning Cy Youngs, but they weren't scoring a run for nothing, right? When Lincecum was winning games 2-1 to get those Cy Youngs and stuff, and that's brutal to watch when you're trying to pay attention. I didn't have it in me to be a pitching fan, a fan of a team that was a pitching team. Like, I just was not deep enough of a baseball fan at the time. So fast forward a little bit, the Nats come around. The Nats existed, but, I kind of paid attention to them, but, they were a brand new team. But I always liked the idea of it. And I went to some games, when I went back home and stuff, because that was the only local team I would have been rooting for. So I got on board, but it was, it was just weak, whatever. And then Harper hype came. Okay, I'm paying attention. I'm digging it. Built up there. And then I want to say, probably 2017. Yeah, 2017. The 2017 season, baseball kept me from ever going to a rough place. We just had twins in the fall of 16. And so I had a 3-year-old and twins. And when you have that, most of you guys are dads out there, I know, not everybody, but You know, if you've got kids, if you've had multiple young kids or any young kids in that window of time, you're in the trenches, man. You are in the trenches, lobbing grenades, poops coming at you, flying, spit up. It's a shit show, right? And then when there's a bunch of them or whatever, moms are going through all kinds of hormones and life crises and stuff like that. And I was in a pretty significant role at work, right? I move around and take different roles and stuff like that. We don't always fulfill the same roles because they know they'll smoke you out in the military. So they kind of ebb and flow those jobs. So I was in a pretty important one, and so there was just a lot going on. And baseball, and coming home to baseball on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday at 5:40 p.m. and a game was coming on because that was Central Time Zone, so they were coming on a little bit earlier. You know, because I'm holding kids, 2 of them, you know, just trying to do that stuff. That grind was so much softened by having a game to just have in the background. And so I connected with baseball and the Nationals, and we lost Bryce Harper. We bailed on him. Didn't want to pay him that kind of cash, but it was at least buffered by the fact that we had some other guys. We had the Trey Turner. We had the Anthony Rendon. We had the Scherzer. They're all gone. All had left was Soto. That's it. And then we only had one other above average player besides that, and that's Josh Bell. He went in the same damn trade. So it's like, I couldn't even bring myself to wear my Nats shirt today. I had to go Niners. Season's over. I don't know what you guys are watching the rest of the season. Baseball season's over. We're 35 and 69. We'll probably go hitless tonight against the Mets. Ridiculous. It hurts when your team, you know, shout out to the Browns for so many years and the Pirates. It hurts when your team is not trying to field anything even remotely close to a competitive team. And I went through enough rough years with the Niners, especially in the 2000s, where we weren't fielding shit. I was like, all right, well, at least we got a top player like a Frank Gore running 1,600 yards a season leading the NFL or something like that. I can call that season a victory if my man goes Pro Bowl and gets 1,000 yards or something like that. Or if my middle linebacker's getting an all-pro season and tackling 160 people. I'll take it. I can go 4-12 and survive that. That's what Soto was. I can get a box score out of it. We went 2 for 4. Maybe a homer or something like that. I felt like we won. Even if score was 3-10 or something like that. Now we got nothing. Man. Gut wrenching. But that's my sob story for 8 minutes. We'll see where we go from here. The Nats let me down big time. Do have a small mail day to show off to you. Picked up an upgrade. Graded one of these and got a 9. And scored that for $10 plus shipping. So upgraded a Gem 10. Prism didn't even put any effort to put that guy in a Niners uniform. Picked up this Jordan Alvarez. Subbed this myself. I think I might have subbed 2 of these. They both got 9s. I wanted it True Rookie plus All-Star Cup at the same time. And he is having a monster season. So, and he doesn't have the cloud over him like the rest of the Astros. So he's like one of the Astros that you can still get behind. But just having an absolute monster season. You're not hearing about it as much because of Aaron Judge. Appropriately so. But Jordan Alvarez is having a hell of a season. Got this Aaron Donald. If you saw my PSA pre-submission review or whatever, had tons of chrome in there to get, key rookies and stuff. I have about 4 raw rookies of his. None of them will get 10s, and he is just one of those surefire first ballot guys that I want a 10 in the PC for, and I just knew I wasn't going to get it on my own. So prices came down to the right spot, so I went and just go ahead and snag that in a PSA 10. And then this next time I do a PSA submission, I just sent out like 230 some cards. So the next time I do a sub, I will crack this out because right now it's the only thing I got floating around in the SGC case. But super excited to have this one. I lost this in a Raw. I was bidding at, I think it went at like $410 about 2-3 months ago. I wanted it real bad. And got this graded 9.5 from SGC for $150. Still a heck of a lot of money for, you know, an unproven guy, but just this card, just glorious. When I saw it, had to have it, lost that one, ended up chasing others and got the Bosa, and that's at PSA right now. But it's hard to tell, but there's literally a star spiral that goes all around and around and around, and to build up to what you see in that. And it is just beautiful. And it's called Gold Stars from Absolute Memorabilia, numbered at a 25. So really excited to get that slabbed up in a PSA in the future. That's what I got for you. Hopefully your teams did better than mine in the trades. You know, I'd say shout out to the Padres fans, but there aren't any. So I don't know why that team is stocking up. Ain't nobody rooting for them. Seems like the Phillies got a little bit stronger, so good for them. They've had a rough go at it for a couple of years, but we'll see. The Yankees got stronger as always, right? They offloaded Joey Gallo because he's an absolute bum right now. What are we going to do? Rough trade day. Rough trade day. Those are my my unfiltered thoughts. Until next time. Later.